Hello everyone, let's look at Leetcode question 56, merge intervals. This question has 21.6 thousand upvotes and 749 downvotes. The question is, given an array intervals, a two-dimensional array, where the intervals I is start and end, merge all overlapping intervals and return an array of the non-overlapping intervals that cover all of the intervals in the input. Okay, so before we look into depth with these examples, let's look at the constraints. But what's basically happening is that you have, let's say, this 3 and this 2, and we got to check if 3 is less than 2. If it is, we replace 3 with whichever end interval is greater, so either 3 or 6. Same goes for 8. If 8 is already bigger than 6, we don't do anything, and so on. The constraints are that the intervals are between 1 and 10,000 length. The interval.length of the innermost array values, so the interval length is 2. Start and end, I and is between 0 and 10,000. Okay, so running through this example, we first define answer to be an empty array, and we check for interval and sorted intervals. These intervals, 2, 3, 2, 6, 8, 10, are sorted based on the start interval values, 2, 2, 8, 15. So we check if not answer. This is true. Nothing is in answer at the moment, so we can simply append the current interval, 2, 3. We skip this else statement and go to the next iteration of interval 2, 6. So we check if not answer, this is false. For answer -1, 1 less than interval 0, this just means is the previous end interval value less than the current start interval value. If so, we can simply append the interval. So basically it's 3 less than 2. Nope. This means there's an overlap, so we simply cannot append the interval and proceed to the else statement. Answer -1, 1. So 3, the previous end interval. We determine which of the two is bigger, the end interval of the current interval or the end interval of the previous interval. So 3, 6 basically. Which is bigger? 6 is clearly bigger, so it becomes 2, 6. Answer is now 2, 6, and we go to the next interval, 8, 10. 4, 8, 10. Not an answer, not true. For answer 6, less than interval 8. 6 is not less than 8, actually it is, so we simply append 8, 10. Go to the next interval, it's 15, 18. Now you're starting to get it, hopefully, and it's 15, 18, not. There we go, so the last output becomes 2, 6, 8, 10, and 15, 18. We return this as our answer, and there's no overlapping values. Let's check out this example. It's just 1, 4, and 4, 5. So 4 and 5 are the same, you could see, but let's run through it. For interval in sorted. Yes, they're sorted, 1 and 4. So far, answer is just an empty array. If not answer, this is true. We put in 1, 4. Go to the next interval, skip this else statement, 4, 5. If not answer, not true. Or answer -1, 1, less than interval, 0. This is actually not true, so we go to the else statement. Therefore, answer at -1, 1, the previous interval value of 4, becomes max of 4 or 5. So 4 is replaced with 5. And it makes sense to remove the less than or equal to interval and append. If this were the case, it would become 1, 4, and 4, 5, like nothing happened to the intervals. So we remove this equals value in order for us to add the 5 and replace it with the end interval. And that makes it so they don't overlap. Technically, they're not overlapping, they're just meeting at the same spot. But it makes sense to remove this extra 4. It's not needed. Just do 1, 5. Okay, let's test the solution. Very good, it works. This is one of the best solutions there is out there. There's a lot of great solutions. So what is the time complexity of this solution? It's O n log n, where n is the number of intervals. We use the sorted function, so that automatically makes it n log n sorted. And this also takes O of n time as we're looping through all of the intervals. So if we simplify, it just becomes O n log n. The space complexity is O of n, where n is the number of intervals. This is because the merged intervals are stored in a new list, which can have a maximum size of n. If there's no intervals that are overlapping, we simply return n. So worst case, the space complexity is O of n. That's it for this example. Thank you for watching.